Aces campaign actually has a history. Blood, Guts, and Glory was the first book to use the Aces that I know of. It was just a campaign designed for people to get a tank army, and it was an awesome campaign. Had a lot of fun with it. So when you play Tank Aces, it's actually a campaign that your ace, your person, basically you, are growing. You're getting new skills. So you would choose a route and it would have certain victory conditions, whatever, but really you're just playing to win. And the first step is that you're just making a 500-point army. Now in today's game, I'm not sure exactly what that would be. The usual army back then was about 1,500, 1,750. So somebody that has a 500-point army, it's about a third of normal. And if we talk about armies being 100 points in today's day and age, then you're talking like a 30-point army, which is definitely not enough to even make a formation. And they recognized that. What they did was they said you're just going to make like a platoon or two, and every single tank is its own platoon. So you didn't have to worry about platoons running away or anything like that. You didn't have to worry about formations breaking. It was just basically wipe out the other side, because there's so few points. You're just blowing up tanks and having fun with it. And it was an escalation campaign, so you go from 500 to 700 to 900, and along the way, while you're doing that, you are getting points for certain things that you did in the battle. And then once you reach a certain point, you get to pick an ace skill. And so you're getting ace skills as the game is going higher, and then each month you are building your army and building more tanks. And by the time you get to 900 points, you're ready to start making a true army. You know how to use tanks. You know how the basics of the game works. You didn't have to build an entire army all at once. So this is real. Escalation campaigns, I think, are a great idea. And you can see here, you can take certain things for your character that give you special abilities as the campaign went along. Now, one thing I didn't like about it is that people might progress faster than others, but you know what? You participate more, you should get more advantages, and it's really just for fun. It's not a tournament where you really should be giving out prizes for winning, but prizes for what added to the enjoyment of the game. So you've got all these abilities that you choose from, and finally get to the aces. And the way that they have rules of how you would build up your campaign. Here's where it says 500 points, and that you don't have to have a full formation in order to play. Now the rules have changed. This is version 3. Version 4 is very different. So these rules, you're going to need some adaptation in order to make them work. One thing that was really neat was that instead of regular objectives, they had these things that you can get, and they would be randomly picked, and then you would put these objectives out on the board. And if you took an objective, you get like a special ability to help you during the game. So the more objectives you took, the more advantages you were going to have. So it encouraged people to come out and fight instead of just sitting back and not doing anything. So that's what this was all about here. And then at first you play on a 4x4 board, and then you'd expand it once you get higher points to the regular 4x7, and you don't know what kind of setup it would be. You roll randomly what it is, and then there was a final battle that you could do in the 4th week. So you had to, in this, basically one side's here, one side's there, then you'd have the half, and then you'd have like a checkerboard where one side is in these corners and the other side's, these were really interesting. And you just have fun with it. It was really neat. It was just tanks for the tank aces, and I really enjoyed it. I think the rules here were awesome, and you know, you can have a tracker for what's going on. There were sheets to keep track of your ace. They really did a wonderful job, and they had a map so that you could see which track did you want to go down, this track or one of the other two. Battlefront made a board that went with it. I think they did that for Casino, which was now Infantry Aces. And Infantry Aces, while not quite as good as the Tank Aces, just in my opinion, but they did refine the rules to make it better for Infantry. And you would just do the same thing for Infantry. So if you played a Tank Ace and then an Infantry Ace campaigns, then you've got yourself a pretty good army, because now you got infantry and tanks, maybe you add a couple guns, and your army is good to go. But this campaign was very similar to the Tank Aces. They did the same deal with all the things that you can put on there, you know, the tracks, but this was in Italy. So that's the origin of the Aces campaign. And now they've come out with Bloody Omaha Aces campaign, and they use cards instead of a book. Now, I like the cards. I'm going to say right off the bat, however, they're really nice cards. It's a big deck, but $20 I think was a bit steep for it. If you get it on sale, absolutely, I'm going to say absolutely get it. I got it anyway, but if you have a group, chip in, get one copy. And I think that's probably what they were thinking of, is that a group's going to chip in and get it. You know, it's not expected that every single person has an Ace campaign of Bloody Omaha. It's going to be one group chipping in for this. But I'm a bit of a fanatic, so I had to get it for myself. The main part of this are the episodes. So you start off with Hit the Beach, and so you play that mission. And depending on who wins, you get 2 missions, you know, one if the Axis wins and one if the Allies win. And then from here, you'll get, let's see, I'm looking at these things upside down. Second chances. All right, so second chances, if the Axis win the first one, but the Allies win the second one, it'll go to this. If the Axis win both, then it goes to Shaky Ground. And if the Allies win both, it goes to the Chase. And then from here, if the Allies win, let me move these up. Okay. Rat Catchers. Okay, so here, you can see Rat Catchers are in between here and Killing Blows over here, Furball, and Thrown Back. Okay, so if the Allies are winning everything, it goes this way. If the Axis are winning, it goes this way. And, you know, if it goes back and forth, it goes through here. Now, at this point, my expectation is that it would range from Allied victory to Axis victory in this order from here. So even if the Axis win this last battle, it would still be a sort of Allied victory. But that's not the case. That's not what they did here. And so basically, all right, so if the Allies win all their games, they get a stunning Allied victory. All right, so let me clear out these cards here because it's going to get a little messy. All right, so if they win all their games, the Allies get a stunning victory. However, if the Axis win the last battle, then it's an Axis minor victory. So it really ends up on what the last one is, and we could see that across the board. So Allied victory here, Allies break out. Okay, and you can see here, this would be a major Allied victory and a minor Axis victory. So if you win 2 of the 3 first games, the Allies are going to get either a stunning victory or a major victory, and the best the Axis can do is a minor victory. And then if you get on the Axis side where they've won 2 out of 3 before the last one, then the Allies are their only chance is to get a minor victory. Allies press on. That's a minor victory for the Allies. And then a major victory, trapped on the beaches, for the Axis. And of course, the last one, major or stunning Axis victory or minor Allied victory. So the first 3 episodes are really just putting you in position of whether you're going to get a major, minor, or in position of a stunning victory. But really it depends on this episode 4 of whether or not you're going to win. I don't know if I like that. I like the idea that no matter what, at the end, it's going to be, you have a chance to win. And you can kind of look at the first 3 episodes as the regular season, and then the 4th episode is the playoff. So there you go. I mean, that's how they set up the victory. Now, another aspect of this game, unlike the original Aces campaign, is that you're really just doing 4 episodes. And at each of the episodes, as you can see here, let me clear this out. When you start on episode 1, at the end of the game, the winner will randomly pick a tier 1 reward, and then the loser will randomly get one. So you're not picking them. I made that mistake when I first started playing it. It's random. And then as you get higher in the episodes, you can see that the winner gets a better reward. So yeah, at the end, you could still win as even if you lost 3 games and then now the last one you win, you get a minor victory. However, through those 3 victories, they've been getting higher tier rewards than you. So they're going to have the advantage going into that last episode, which for me makes sense, and why that last episode is so important, because you're building up advantages during the first 3 episodes with your rewards, and then you're going to have an advantage in that last one, a minimum, a strong advantage. You might even have been able to save up some of your rewards for that last battle. So I think that's what makes that last episode make sense. So talking about the rewards, there are different tiers, and tier 1s are good. Obviously, tier 2 are better, and tier 3 are the best. So this is what you're looking at. You get a stack of these, a whole bunch of different tier 1s, tier 2s, and tier 3s to add to your advantage while you're playing the game. I like this in regular tournament. I wish they would do it in regular tournaments, where if you complete some sort of side mission, whatever, during, you're able to recon, or I don't know, whatever it is that they want people to do, you get a special reward, even if it's just a lucky card where you get a reroll. I think that's a great idea to put into tournaments. But that's what they did here to incentivize winning those first 3 battles. Next, you have the Aces card. This is actually what they really pulled out of the old game, where after the first episode, before the first episode, you get to pick your level 1. So you play the first episode with level 1. When you finish the first episode, you can now take the level 2 Ace ability, and then after episode 2, you take the level 3, and then after episode 3, you take your level 4. So you're basically paying whatever that episode is, you're going to be getting that level beforehand, not after. And that's also a departure. In the old Aces, you would build up, and some people would build up faster than others, but here it's based on episode. What episode you're up to is what Ace you have. And there's 4 different kinds. There are 2 for infantry, 2 for tanks, and if you have the casino and the bulge book, you have even more options if you want to throw them in there, but if you want to keep it simple with just the cards, you just use these. Finally, the last thing that they give you are side missions. So if playing an episode is not enough and you want to play side missions, they don't help you move up as an ace, but you could still win rewards for playing it and for participating and for winning it. So side missions can help build up advantages, just expand the game a little bit more. If you don't want to do just the episodes, you can add this in. They are random. There's a whole bunch of them that you can get. You just shuffle them and then put them into play. And they're different kinds of missions. They have the regular missions, and then they put some special conditions for setup, and then what kind of rewards you can get. So this can add much more depth to the game, and so I really appreciate what they did with the side missions. One thing I wanted to point out about the episodes, you can see here they give you a mission for this episode of what you're going to do and who the attacker is. And so you can go into the week knowing exactly what your mission is, how you want to set it up, so that there's no surprises. And that's really essential when you have Hit the Beach, because you're setting up an amphibious assault, which is going to have different army setup rules, so you need to be careful of that. And then afterwards they tell you which way you're going to go, as I showed you in that other diagram. And then finally what rewards you get after the episode. So that's the basic breakdown of Ace's campaign for Bloody Omaha. I'm going through it right now, and I am really enjoying it, and I think Dan is too. I highly recommend getting it for your group. This is not something I recommend every single person in your group gets. Just one person, you chip in, or one person that's really into it gets it, and then you have a great time. It's perfect for getting started and learning how to play and just being organized. It's amazing how much it organizes you to play the game, and to have this storyline to go through really adds to the game of Flames of War. It makes it, I don't know, I can't really explain it too well, but I'm enjoying Flames of War much more because of this. I hope they put out more. We have already talked about what we would do for a Market Garden campaign like this and how it would be set up. So hopefully in future you'll hear something either from Battlefront. Battlefront, if you're listening, get on it. And if they don't, I think Dan and Stacy and we're going to come up with something, and I'll put it on this channel if Battlefront's version doesn't materialize. So that's what I'm hoping to do. Who knows if it'll come about, but if you're thinking about getting Bloody Omaha and you have a group that would like to get together on a regular basis and go through a campaign like this, I highly recommend. Definitely get it. There's no reason not to get it, except for the $20 price tag right now. But like I said, if you got a group and you're really into it, you really want to play Flames of War and have a lot of fun, this adds a whole nother layer to your enjoyment. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you next time.